Maybe a flat disk, but nonetheless flat. In fact, if you consult most secular textbooks, they'll credit Pythagoras with being the first to come up with the idea that the earth might be round. And they usually credit Aristotle with being the first to prove that that is so. But Pythagoras is 500s BC, Aristotle's 300s BC. The Bible got it right a lot earlier than that. Isaiah is 700s BC. Job, we think, is around 2000 BC. The earliest book of the Bible to be completed anyway. Moses hadn't yet written Genesis at that point, although some previous documents may have existed. The Bible got it right before the experts of the day, as far as I can tell. By the way, I have to add something here too. Because some people are under this impression that Columbus was the first to think that the earth was round and then he was trying to prove that. That is a myth. People already knew the world was round at the time of Columbus. He just thought it'd be faster to go that way. I just have to dispel that because you hear that from time to time. The Bible teaches that the earth is suspended in space. In Job 26:7, it says that God hangs the earth upon nothing. Wonderful poetic description of the nature of gravity, isn't it? And of course, that would have been hard to believe at the time that it was written. Again, Job around 2000 BC. But even as late as 800, 900 BC, the Greek experts thought that the earth was a flat disk and floated in water. And doesn't that make more sense? Things float in water. We've seen that. But to hang something upon nothing? What nonsense is that? Might have been hard to believe. But we know that the Bible got it exactly right. We have pictures of the earth from space today, and it literally hangs upon nothing. It's a great description of it. The Bible got it just right. The Bible, I believe, teaches about the expansion of the universe. It says that God stretches out the heavens as a curtain, spreads them out as a tent to dwell in. And I think that's describing the expansion of the universe, either in the past or perhaps even continuing into the present. And that would have been really hard to believe when it was written, because the secular philosophy at the time was that the universe is static and eternal. And that view persisted up even into the 1500s, the idea that the universe is just static and eternal. It wasn't really until the 1920s that the secular astronomers, from observations of galaxies, says, you know what, the universe seems to be expanding. Well, how about that? The Bible got it exactly right. And so that's what we call the Hubble law, the idea that the universe appears to be all stretching out. Now, I have to add something here too, because some people say, well, doesn't that mean there was a Big Bang, right? Because you run it backwards. Doesn't that mean the universe exploded into existence 13 billion years ago since it's expanding? But that's not the case, right? I mean, some of you are expanding a little bit. That doesn't mean you exploded into existence billions of years ago. Just means you're a little bigger than you used to be. And so it is with the universe. Apparently the universe is a little bigger today than it was when God first created it. But it doesn't mean that it was ever a point, or that, God could have created it with size and then stretched it out a little bit. And people said, oh, but the Big Bang predicted this expansion. And so it at least counts as evidence in favor of the Big Bang. But it doesn't. Because the expansion was discovered in the 1920s. The Big Bang, the idea that the universe came from a point, was invented in 1931 as an explanation, a secular explanation for this expansion. So it's not something the Big Bang predicted. The Big Bang came later. It's post-fiction. That's different. Conservation